that's opened up is what like got the internet like ablaze, basically. That would be the rigmarole of the stock market and what happened with the AMC and GameStop stocks. So do you want to give the background?
Sure, I can give the background.
Okay.
It's basically another thing that we have to talk about at length. We always talk about we want to do a investment and stocks episode, but we haven't really done a chance to.
Hopefully this season will be the season for that.
Yes, we definitely have to talk about it because it's too important not to talk about. But basically what happened is, I'm going to explain it in the simplest ways that I can.
Layman's terms?
Yeah, layman's terms. Listen, me, myself, I had to figure out what is happening.
Okay.
But basically, in the stock market, companies or like hedge funds or like investors that have a lot of money, they do something called shorting.
Shorting the market.
Right. So you can short the market. What it basically means is they'll borrow a stock of some company that they think is going to like go down. Yep. Right? So they'll borrow a stock for a company they think is going to go down. Once they borrow it, they sell it immediately. So basically, I'm going to use numbers because numbers help. Okay. I'm going to say, I'm going to borrow a stock for like $100 a piece. And then I'm going to sell it for $100. Whoever I borrow it from, I have to give them their stock back at some point. I'm selling it to you for $100. When it goes down to like $10, I'll buy it back from you. So I get to pocket the $90 difference. Because now I buy it back from you, I give it back to them. Like, oh, here's your stock back. I'm done with it. So that's essentially what happens. So the whole GameStop and AMC thing, what happened is regular people, a group on Reddit, apparently there's like a lot of them. Yeah. They came together, they conspired and said, listen, they're shorting GameStop, they're shorting AMC. Why don't we like go the opposite way?
Buy a ton of that shit.
Exactly. So they basically bought a bunch of them, which made the price go up instead of going down. So now these like hedge funds and all these people, they're losing mad money because the price is not supposed to go up. It's
supposed to go down. That's not how it works.
AMC is supposed to go down because no one is watching movies. Yeah. GameStop is supposed to go down because people don't go to GameStop to buy games anymore. Yeah. You buy it right on your system. So it's like literally, it's a good play to short them, but it's an even better play to like, if we all buy it, the price goes up. Way up. And then now all those hedge funds and stuff are buying it back. So like, you're making mad money because you can now buy it for that $100. And when it goes up to 200, like you're doing what they did, basically in reverse. Yeah. So it was a big deal.
It was a big deal because the people that were losing in this equation were the big people, the people that shouldn't be losing. So the powers that be shut shit down. I guess Robinhood has become like a household name right now in terms of the app. And just how it had to shut things down because they were unable to basically pay out what was deserved by the people who were on the other side of the equation, the normal people who were just smart enough to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Robinhood angle is kind of complicated, but the crux of it basically is it's a free market. You can buy and sell as you wish as long as you have the money and you're not doing anything illegal, like, you know, insider trading or anything like that. But what Robinhood did was they shut down the market. Essentially, they basically made it impossible for you to buy those stocks or sell them. Those stocks. Actually, even like other stocks, because I had a stock that like I just went to look at randomly, like, oh, let me just look and see what's happening. And I had a little message at the bottom of my app that said, you cannot buy any more. You can only sell, which is like, you can't do that. Like, why can I not buy? Like, there's stocks out there.
Saw the theory was that I guess Robinhood being the intermediary, like I guess has to be the one to have the cash outlay to pay people out or something along those lines. So given how the volume of the trading that was taking place and the amount of money and cash being exchanged and all of that shit, Robinhood just couldn't stay afloat is what the idea might have been.
I don't believe
that. There's theories as to what happened because, I mean, technically speaking, again, it's a free market. So the market should have not been shut down.
Exactly. And when to that point, doing things a lot of people have called Robinhood out. I believe, I want to say what's that? It's not AOC. What's the other one that we like? The other,
Elon. Yes.
No.
Iman Omar.
Yes.
Presley.
I think she came out.
She did leave. I feel like they all said something.
They probably all said something. But I think she was probably one of the first, at least that I saw, that came out and said like, listen, we have to investigate them. They cannot do this. Like, it's literally, it's a free market. You can't shut down the market just because you want. And the other thing that people have said, which I haven't read into the details, so don't quote me, is that Robinhood, because like you said, they're an intermediary, like they have to have a working relationship with like, what's the word I'm looking for? With like Wall Street, let's just say. Okay. So it's like they did this. That's, of course, I don't say conspiracy theory, but it looks like it.
That's what I say. Like, it seems they don't want the powers that be did to lose a bunch of money. Yeah. But then people also think it's just Robinhood couldn't handle it all. So we don't really know exactly what happened, but
it's very convenient.
It's very convenient.
The people losing money were saved.
Are the ones who were saved.
Because I also saw screenshots of people that lost a bunch of money because they manually depressed the market. Because if you're buying all this stock, in theory, there's no reason that you shouldn't make money. There's nothing stopping you until everyone calms down. But because they literally stopped it, some people lost a bunch of money. So it's a lot is going to come out of this, I feel like. Yeah. Because if I lost a bunch of money, let's say I had millions and I lost millions on this, I'm not just going to be oh, okay, Robinhood didn't have the money. Nah.
Yeah, nah. I want that money.
Yeah, so just interesting stuff. Very interesting
stuff. I'm sure more will come out. I think definitely. Some investigations are going to take place. Again, to your point, with the likes of Ilhan Omar and AOC, they're definitely not going to, I think, let go of this.
No. And they shouldn't.
So we'll see.
They shouldn't. It really should, it should be investigated. We should have an answer. The bottom line is, if we're going to have an app like this, right? If everyone is putting their money into this, we just need to know exactly what happens when something like this happens. Right? And I think because this was one of the first times it happened, we're crowdsourced it, or the Reddit community and stuff like that. They never expected this to happen because people didn't know that much before. People weren't that organized, because imagine the number of people that have to hop on this board to make it happen. So now that they know what happens, they need to come up with an SOP so that we're not confused, they're not confused. I can't just be oh, we just had to shut down. Sorry guys. Yeah. That's not cool.